Hi folks, in this video here we're going to talk about fraction multiplication and division. We're going to talk about a question from easy to hard. Let's take a look at question number 1. Question number 1, we have 2 over 9 times 4 over 7. Essentially what we're trying to do is that we're trying to see that if I can reduce the number across the street. I use the word across the street because we're looking at the first number's numerator and the second number's denominator and see that if they have anything in common that I can divide them both by. In this case, I'm not able to. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna check the first number's denominator and the second number's numerator. Okay, 9 and 4, we don't have numbers in common. We cannot divide them both by. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna multiply the top number and we're gonna multiply the bottom number using a different color. So let's choose red again. So 2 times 4 is 8 and 9 times 7 is 63. Okay, so that's my answer over here, 8 over 63. And you might want to ask, so does this apply to any sort of multiplication? Essentially, yes. All you need to do is to multiply the top numbers and multiply the bottom numbers. But sometimes it just gets very tedious because the numbers gets bigger and then you have to reduce later. That's why we have adapted to the reducing method, that we reduce the numerator with the other number's denominator and this number's denominator with the other number's numerator. So let's try question number 2. As I can see that 3 and 12, we can divide 3 from both 3 and 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross out 3 and put a 1 here because 3 divided by 3 is 1. Cross out 12, put a 4 on the side because 12 divided by 3 is 4. And let's look at 8 and 5. There's no numbers that I can divide them both by. So what I have left is I have 1 and I have 5. So 1 times 5 is 5 and 8 times 4 is 32. So that's my answer for question number 2. Let's move on to some questions with mixed numbers and how we're going to do with that. Let's look at question number 5. We have 7 over 12 times 1, 5 over 9. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to rewrite the fraction. Remember, anytime you're dealing with fraction, multiplication, or division, if you see a mixed number, something like that, you would have to change it to an improper fraction. So when I say improper fraction, you are multiplying the whole number, in this case is 1, with the denominator 9, right? So let me write it down for you. 1 times 9 plus the numerator 5. And in this case, it will be 14. So then the new numerator will become 14. So one more time, okay? I'm going to use a different color as well. 1, that's the one we're talking about. 9, this is the denominator. And the 5 is that. So that's how you get the 14, and that 14 will be the new numerator, okay? All right, let's erase that. Okay, now next step, exactly like what we did before. Compare 7 with the 9, nothing. Compare 12 with 14, oh, I can divide by 2. So this will be 6, this will be 7. So then I will have to do with 7 times 7 is 49 on the top. And then 6 times 9 is 54. And I guarantee you that there's nothing we can reduce them by. Okay, so that concludes this question. Let's move on to other questions. Number 2, you have a whole number here and you have a mixed fraction. How do we deal with this? The idea is very simple. You can treat the 6 as 6 over 1, but I will tell you the trick later on. So in this case, I'm going to just keep it as 6, multiply by 3. You guys probably already know what's 2 over 3. I'm going to give you guys about 3 seconds to figure it out, okay? All right, so what do you get? You get 8, right? How do we get 8 again? 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. So now, what I can do is that I can reduce the 6 with the 3 directly. Because what this really is, by the way, this is not a smiley face, okay? What this really is 6 over 1 times 8 over 3. That's why you can reduce the 6 with the 3. It's just that it's easier for us to directly reduce the 6 with the 3. In this case, 1 over here, 2 over here, and 2 times 8 will be 16. So the answer for this question will be 16. Okay, So now, let's try question number 4, okay? So question number 4, 3 over 4 times 5 over 2. Okay, is there anything I can do? Seems like 3 and 2, nothing, 4 and 5, nothing. So 15 on the top, 8 over here. So this is going to be 17 over 8. If you have questions regarding how do we get 17 over 8 from 15 over 8, you can just use 15 divided by 8. You'll get 2, oh, sorry, my bad. 1, remainder 7. So that 7 goes on the top to be the numerator. The 8 stays the same as denominator, and then the 1 will become the whole number on the side. Okay, so we're gonna do some divisions. So the idea of division, again, is very similar to multiplication, but the only thing that we have to do is that we have to flip the other fraction. So watch this. So 8 over 9 as it is, instead of division, we're gonna change it to multiplication. But then, this is the magic. The 6 comes here now, and the 5 comes down here. So compare the 5 over 6 with the 6 over 5. You flipped it, right? And then you change the division into multiplication. That's all we need to do. So now what is this? The 6, oh, let me just, there we go. Okay, so the 6 can reduce with the 9 by 3. So this comes 2, this comes 3. So 8 and 5, nothing. So 8 times 2 is 16. 3 times 5 is 15, so this will become 1 over 15. So let's do some harder question here. Let's try question number 14 and question number 10. Question number 10, 5 over 12 multiplied by, so what's 5 and change it? It becomes 1 over 5. Watch this, right? So now it becomes multiplication. 5 reduced with the 5, and then 1 over 12 is my answer. Question number 14. The 8 remains unchanged. Multiply by, so now this is the tricky part. Can you try changing this into an improper fraction first, which is 7 over 6. And then because this is division, we change to multiplication. So I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds to think about what we should do. Okay? All right, we'll come back. So the 7 over 6 will become 6 over 7 because we flip it. And then because the 8 cannot reduce with the 7, right? You can't reduce the 8 with 7. So the 6 times 8 will be the new numerator. And over here, this will be 7. So then afterwards, it becomes 6. 6 over 7 is my answer for question number 14. So this should summarize this video. If you guys have any question, comment below or let me know if you guys want me to do more videos for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video.